Mike Paralak here to entertain you with the help of a question that, like Annie Lennox, I ask oftentimes myself. Why? Was watching a video from Prager U, the Candace Owens show. Intelligent woman, very intelligent woman. Yeah. Seems to me that I thought it was a two-way holy matrimonial union between feminism and big business. No, it turns out it's a three-way. It's a three-way holy matrimonial union of the political powers that want to retain power and get more power. So feminism, big business, and the desire to use black anger and white guilt to further their own agenda. Exactly, Annie. Why? All right. Gonna do a little time traveling. And this is going to be different, though, because I'm time traveling to about a week and 3 days ago of the visit with my father, so there'll be more footage of Annie the puppy. So that'll be something different. The camcorder I have still works, but unfortunately the battery don't hold a charge, so I'm only able to record with it when I can plug it in somewhere, which is usually indoors. So the footage that I shared of those other videos is basically when we were outside, because there was no accessible outlet outside. So, but this will be what I recorded inside that same day in the visit. So we'll be time traveling to about a week and 3 days ago. So without further hors d'oeuvre, excuse me, adieu. Gotta go back in time. I've been doing stuff on YouTube, so I really haven't had a purpose of doing this.
You gotta get her out of there.
That's all right. Go get her.
Annie, come on.
Meet Annie. Annie. I'm used to cats. I'm not. With dogs, you probably have to whistle.
Annie.
Annie. Annie.
I'll have to get her out of there.
Yeah, dogs are the same as cats as far as I'm definitely more experienced with
You
cats.
pick her up and she'll have the bone in her mouth.
Okay.
Give her milk.
Hey, Annie. Remember what I told you, if this guy makes you a nervous wreck, bite him.
I'll get her. Come around.
she loves that. She definitely likes
that kind of raw stuff.
Well, she definitely loves being in front of that couch, though, too.
That's where Daddy sits. Come on.
All right, so we're gonna put her
outside. Does it work outside?
No, not unless we have a plug. Not unless we have a place to plug it in. We'll have to resort to the phone.
When we get back, save it for the rest of the weekend.
All right. Oh, boy. Well, she had dreams, you said?
Yeah, her running.
Because they moved their
running.
right, because they moved their paws. So, what do you think of this? What do you think of these riots that are going on?
I think it's bullshit. I think that they're making a big deal. They did the same thing to me. It's just that I lived and he died. So it's...
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Besides,
I don't have a problem with Black Lives Matter. What I have a problem with is living in a system where the government sees fit to create special interest groups like affirmative action that only covers up the problem and sugarcoats it and makes it seem like affirmative action does nothing long term. And our tax dollars pay for that crap. That's what I have a problem with. And it doesn't do anything long term in terms of social justice. I could be wrong, but I think intelligent African American people would agree with that point.
Candace Owens comes to mind.
That wants special interest group after special interest group after special interest group until everybody is dependent on the government's teat. But that's what the Democrats want. They want everybody on welfare.
I said they get enough of everything. They get the best jobs when they work. They get all the welfare, the disability, the whole...
That's why I'm saying affirmative action is shit. Because you know what affirmative action basically just does? What my mom would call, that a company would get their, quote, prize African American worker. And then they go back to just hiring, who they want to hire. And the racists and the bigotry continues. And that's why we're here. That's why we're at this place we're at. That's why those riots are going on. That's why, the police force is flunked up.
I said the blacks get everything they want anyway. So how they keep complaining now, you owe us, we don't owe them nothing.
Be happy you were born a dog into this world, Annie.
Yeah,
you don't have to deal with this human BS.
They got a good life. All they gotta do is shit, eat, and sleep.
Yeah, I'm looking at those claws. Yeah. She's gonna be a monster.
It's fine.
Hope you'll be able to handle her.
Remember Daisy, Tosh, and Tanya were the runts. They were the last one born. That's usually stays the smallest. On the litter.
Yep.
This is the big one. You understand? Daisy, Tosh, and Tanya were this much smaller than the big one. You understand?
Yep.
About a couple inches smaller. You understand?
That's Tanya when she was a puppy in 1982. And there she is, after you turned her into the nervous wreck she would become. Don't do that with her.
Exactly.
Yep. Don't do that. Don't do it with Annie what you did with Tanya.
Where did you get these? You had these?
When we went, after you were no longer incarcerated again, and we went down to see that guy who had all your stuff, Walter, I think his name was. He wouldn't give you your stuff because you owed him money.
This is the Paddock Lake House.
Yeah, are you listening? I'm telling you how I have these pictures.
Uh-huh.
And he wouldn't let you have your stuff because you owed him money. I'm the one. I came with you. I was 14 or 15 at the time, and I begged the guy, "Can we at least have our family photo albums?" And I don't think we had an album. I think we just had a box of pictures, and that's what he gave me, and that's why we have all those. I have the originals. Those are copies.
This is Tanya, Mama.
Yeah. Don't turn this one into a nervous wreck that you turned her
That
into.
Fluffy? That wasn't Fluffy. Fluffy.
No, that was terrible. Let me see. Show the camera.
With Tanya, who was that?
That was Turbo. That cat we called Turbo.
gotta remember, I was a child, okay?
This is Tanya as a pup.
Yes, it is. That's Tanya as a puppy, yes. In the sled over there. And show the other one where she's running away.
I don't see the one.
You just put it down by the stove. There. Yeah. She's like, I'm out of here.
These are the three pups that live. Daisy, Tasha, and Boy Dog.
Yep, the one you had to give the woman as payment. Yep. I already told this story on my channel, and I told them I had pictures to back up every word.
This is Daisy.
Yep.
That's the boy that lived there. We had to give the lady, and that's Tasha.
Yep.
Must be. Right?
Yeah. There's only 3 that lived out of the 8.
And that must be them there too.
Yeah, I remember when that picture was taken, I was flexing my arms on purpose. I thought I was strong.
And that's Tanya with the babies.
And there's Tanya in her nervous wreck glory with the 3 surviving puppies. 8 years old. 8 years old, and now became a mother.
You know what I used to say? And there are the babies.
Somebody at work said that you could tell your eyes look crazy in this picture right here. Because I told them this was a time in your life where it had been 6 years, but you were still trying to figure out why the hell your wife left you. After the authorities took us away from you, you told me that I thought it was Tasha, but you told me on the phone yesterday it was Daisy that had the 1 litter of pups, right?
Yeah.
She had 8, and I guess at that time somebody took this picture. There was 4 remaining.
Yeah.
Any recollection of what happened to those dogs? Or you said you had to,
found them all homes.
okay, but you said you had to sell them at half price because you didn't have paperwork.
Is that what this letter was?
Yes, it's cut that way because I cut it with a special pair of scissors at school.
Is this Daisy's letter?
Yes, my understanding from what you told me. I wasn't there, but yeah.
This must be Peter, the last one that I had left. It was a boy.
I recall you saying that you had one called Peter.
Because it looked like your cousin Peter in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
You gotta admit it.
Annie's like, what the hell is you all way
Yeah, Annie's face looks a little like Peter's too.
Whatever, that's in your head.
Yep.
If I recall, these were taken the fall before the authorities took us away from you.
That's Tanya, and then there's Daisy and Tosh.
When they were still little ones, yep. Those are the puppies. Let me show the camera because I already shared footage of Daisy and Tasha when they were older. So whoever watches my YouTube channel is going to be. So those 2 puppies right there are the dogs that you saw in the footage. Yep. I think the next one is a better picture.
Yeah,
the next one.
Daisy and Tosh were teenagers.
Okay, let's go. There we go.
Yeah, they're teenagers. They're bigger than pups. Remember, they were teenagers.
Yeah.
That's when you had that pet parade. Remember?
Yeah, that is just before the authorities gathered whatever evidence they needed against you and took us away from you.
Yeah, that's when you had the pet parade. Remember with the newspaper?
Yes.
And
That's after the authorities took us away, so obviously Tanya was still alive and there's the other 2.
I think that's Daisy and that's Tosh.
Somebody I work with said that you look like you have normal eyes in this one there. I said, well, maybe at that point when the authorities took us away from him, he finally figured out, well, maybe I've been doing something wrong here.
This is Daisy and Tosh.
Yeah, Daisy, Tosh, whichever one.
Tosh, that's
the one behind, that's Tanya. That's
yeah, that's Tanya.
the mother back there, up their head right there.
Tanya.
And the other 2 dogs are the one that are in the footage I already shared on my YouTube.
Yeah, that's Tanya, that's Tasha, and that's Daisy.
Yep. Okay, you said they kept throwing your ass in jail because of Doris.
The last time,
Okay. Enough said. I guess I already told my YouTube audience. She was basically your pimp, and you were her biatch.
Look at that.
Oh boy! Now she's eating her chicken. She must not have been hungry earlier.
You all right?
You're not a bulldog. You're a collie.
Okay, back to modern times. All right, I guess I'll wrap this one up. I will have a brand new phone before the end of the week. So I wanted to get one out there. I'll probably get a couple more out there before that. But once I get the new phone, it might be a while before I post because I do everything with the phone, and I'll have to learn some of the new functions. Q7 something LG Q70. So it's a bit of an upgrade. This one here I've had for 5 years, and when I got it, it was already an aftermarket model. So taking a bit of a gamble. Hope I don't regret it because I'm actually very happy with this phone. But we'll see how it goes. It was also inevitable that I couldn't use this one forever, and I have noticed that some of the functions seem to be slowing down on this one. So I'll probably post a few more videos before I get the new phone. But once I get the new phone, if there is a little bit of time before I post, that'll be why, because I'm figuring out the nuts and bolts of the new phone. Ugh.